Wes, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am.
Hey, Wes, how are you?
Good.
Sorry, I guess my interview went a little faster with Jeremy and Al. Tell me, how's everything going in the motorcycling world?
Well, I heard you say we only got a couple minutes left, but I got a short piece for you tonight, so it works out really well.
Perfect.
Um, a little while back, Norton went out of business again, this time in a big haze of controversy and even a big, widely publicized bankruptcy. There were accusations of fraud. I'm no lawyer, but there was a lot of stuff going on that looked really shady, including some British pensioners that were out tens of thousands of dollars and had no chance to recover their investments. It was crazy. But a lot of people thought this is the end for Norton, but it looks like they're going to get resurrected faster than anybody thought. A company called TDS out of India, which already builds bikes for BMW. If you've heard of the G310 series,
Yeah.
TDS builds those bikes. They made a deal for the Norton brand and now own another iconic British mark. It's the second one to make its way to India that way. Royal Enfield has been India's premier, formerly British brand for decades. And now they got a direct competitor for those people wanting to go buy a classic Brit bike. The interesting thing for me is that India has really become the go-to overseas manufacturing location for big brands all over the world. Japan's Big Four have been building bikes in India for a generation, if not longer. A company called Bajaj builds bikes for Triumph. KTM and Harley Davidson both have Indian partners. And it wasn't that long ago that perennial upstart Eric Buell had an Indian partner as well. Unfortunately, that didn't work out too well for him, but he's a hard luck case. TVS got Norton for $20 million US dollars.
Wow.
All cash. And they got only the assets. They left the liabilities in the previous owner's hands. So they got a smoking deal. And of course, the first thing they announced is they're going to keep all the current Norton employees.
Okay,
And
good.
yeah. And one executive, and this is a direct quote, they plan to restore Norton's glory, which is a little bit of a slap at the previous owners, but not undeserved. One of the things that people criticized the previous Norton for was they really only made these really expensive, almost bespoke motorcycles, customized to a degree. That's not going to happen with TVS. They're going to look to capitalize from the first day, and I would almost bet the first bike they put out is a 650cc twin, because not only will that hark back to Norton's heyday, but it'll be a direct competitor for some of Royal Enfield's best and newest bikes.
Well, Wes, they actually had a. Sorry, I'm just bringing you back here. They actually had a. TVS came out with the Apache 310, which is a race bike, which I'm just going to put up on the screen at the same time. That looks really cool.
Yeah, and from my understanding, that Apache 310 has a lot of the same technology that they use for the BMW 310s.
Wow, it's that's a pretty exciting time. So hopefully we'll see more Commandos back on the road soon.
Yeah, and ones that we can actually afford.
Now, Wes, who's coming on your show this week?
This week, I've got a guy called Adam Owens from Green Chili Adventure Gear, and that's going to be a cool episode. Next week, I've got Clement Salvadori, who's a really famous motorcycle journalist and writer, and we had a great conversation. It was really a lot of fun.
That's pretty cool. I don't know. I'll just make the announcement now. I sent it out earlier today. But you sound like you've got great guests coming on your show, and I'm really excited about my guests coming up on my show on Wednesday night. On Wednesday, I've got none other than Chris McIntyre, who's the founder and CEO of Eagle Rider, to come on to the show. And of course, we're all very concerned about the travel and tourism industry, especially from my perspective. So I'll be very excited to see what Chris has got to come on and talk about next week. So
awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's great. Wes, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I really appreciate it. I hope you have your be safe out there, and we'll see you on Wednesday night. And look forward to chat with you soon.
Yeah, talk to you then.
Cheers, buddy. So that was Wes Fleming, of course. Wes on the Chasing the Horizon Moto moment. You can catch up with Wes every week on every edition of Bedtime Stories while we're doing this. But make sure you go on to Wes's podcast, download it. It's released every Monday morning, and you can see just